Hi beauties, I'm beautyheaven Steph. If you want to find out how I did this look and how I get my nice loose curly waves, plus my tips on how I get them to last a few days, make sure you keep watching. I'm going to be using the Mutt Curl Stick to curl my hair. I use it on 210 degrees, which is the hottest setting. I'm going to use the little glove that it comes with. I've got a brush and I have a little bit of heat protectant. I'm gonna be totally honest, beauty sin, I don't use heat protectant ever, which is really bad. My favorite, the little jelly ties. What I'm gonna do to start with is I like to part my hair, so I'm just leaving a little bit less on the top half. I like starting with clean, dry hair. When I wash my hair, I actually try and use shampoos and conditioners that add a bit more fiber and kind of densify the hair. I think it gives it a bit more texture to start with, and it's something that the curls can kind of stick to. I'm grabbing chunks of hair, take the curling wand in my other hand. My trick, I always point the wand down. I actually like to wrap my hair so that it sits flat on the curling wand. I find that when you kind of twist it on, the curls look totally different. And for my hair, which is kind of like medium thickness, I like to leave it for 5 seconds. And then I just keep going, probably on each side of my hair. I do about 3 pieces. As I'm going on to the other side, I'm also gonna change what hand I have my glove on. After I'm done both sides, I always pull them to the front and see how they're sitting. I want them all to sit at the same height because that means that they're the same tightness. There's one little piece here I can see that's sitting a bit lower than the others, so I'm actually gonna go back. So now that I've done the bottom section, I'm gonna push that to the back and bring down this little top bit. That'll do, donkey, that'll do. I take just a tiny bit thinner, and what I do, because I want them to sit kind of as loose waves, I don't go all the way to the top. I probably start from about here down, and it means that you get that nice fullness at the ends and it's not all up in your roots. I'm just gonna tie up the front little section. Think of like pebbles, is it? Pebbles, bam bam. And I do the same thing on the other side. Now, once I've curled all the pieces, I like to bring it all to the front and make sure that everything looks good and is sitting kind of even, that both sides look the tightest. I also go back and just make sure that the pieces have kind of sit well when they're all sitting out. See how there's a chunk here that looks a bit weird? I'm actually gonna go in and fix that up. Depends how thick your hair is, but I like to leave them until they're totally cool before I brush them out. I actually get a little bit of cowlick and some kind of frizzy bits around the front of my face, so I do like to touch up with my straightener. Now finally, the last thing I'm gonna do is take my brush, and I always like to brush from underneath. The last thing I do, this is my biggest beauty secret, is that I will try and curl my hair in the morning so I can get a full day's wear out of it. Then as I'm going to bed in the evenings, I get one of these little jelly hair ties and I do the scoop. So I'm gonna flip my hair over, just kind of loosely gather it all into a high pony. As you can see, a lot of the curls sit with a wave kind of at the end of the ponytail. So I'm gonna pull my little ponytail holder down to that point. I'm gonna twist, and as I'm twisting, I'm actually gonna take my palm and scoop the rest of the hair up to the top of my head, so that all I need to do is flip this back over. It may take a few times to perfect the motion, but I'm not kidding. As long as you get it all scooped up, the hair ties aren't pulling or tugging unnecessarily. If you go to bed like that, sleep with it in so that in the morning, you wake up, all you need to do, untie it, flip it down, and brush it out. Sometimes, once again, I might need to fix little bits at the front that have kinked slightly, but I'm not lying, the rest of your hair will hold in place overnight. And that is my biggest tip on how to get nice curly waves that will last you a few days, even while you sleep. And that's all.